Not really sure if I am reading this right, but her helmet needs, neuroptics, needs 2 of the Kavat genetic codes, her systems needs 2, and her chassis needs 5 Kavat genetic codes. She also requires some 65 erudite and 35 the spindle claw things from the planes. The rest of it pretty much straightforward, and to get her parts you have to take on the Sanctuary Onslaught, which, to be honest, that is a really fun game mode. And I've just noticed the stance she actually has there. That's pretty weird. It gets weirder though. The first time I actually saw this, I thought, this can't be right. 316 armor. I thought she was going to have 275. Okay, she does have 275. That definitely says 316. Okay, I found my first bug of update 22.18. Because no mods installed. She has a V, a dash. Oh, that's based more around health. I would love to use this and find a polarity in there. Oh, wow. I didn't know that was going to happen. I've wanted that for years as well. Okay, what's going on? First off, when I go to upgrade, you can see it. This build takes it down to 275. That's not the weird part around it, because damn, this frame actually looks... Remembering this frame is 4 years in the making, I should also add. But you can actually upgrade and change the appearance of the Kavat. Can you upgrade? Oh wow, that is a lot of polarities on the Kavat. The Venari. I've got to stop calling it a Kavat. It's a Venari. As expected, with her first ability, the whip, it has a 10 meter range with a 5 meter radius, but the big issue seems to be, and yes, these are level 155, and that actually did way more damage than I thought it was going to. Wow. Yeah, the biggest issue is if I aim at this post and then look somewhere else, it will go where you are aiming when you first activate it. So, yes, it has a lovely 10 meter range. Yeah, that's where the loveliness kind of ends, because if you aim at your feet, it doesn't quite... Well, actually, that worked pretty well there. There was a lot of issues with her at first. There, you see, that's the kind of damage I was expecting. Not very much. These are just here as kind of an example of the ability in use. It's okay, but I was really hoping that this thing was going to do way more damage than it actually does. I mean, it's not actually as bad as it was. That might be because she's actually kind of maxed now, but leveling her up using this ability, yeah, stick to low level stuff or things will go horribly wrong with it. Her second ability, Ensnare, well, does exactly what it sounds like. It's supposed to, there it goes. It sucks in enemies around it, and that's where using the first ability comes in handy, because obviously they're not fighting back. Then her third ability is where it starts to get interesting with the whole Venari thing, the summoning of a Kavat, which, as I should have mentioned earlier, unless I actually cut that out, which I hope I didn't, you can actually stick mods on like you can a normal Kavat. It'll do 80 base impact damage, and has no shields. You can put link shields on, but it depends on what frame you're linked to. Best bet is to go for link health when it comes to mods, and ignore the more utility based ones. You don't need it to open lockers, that's pretty useless. Shelter doesn't really work. It is a Kavat that you summon, it will disappear after a certain amount of time, so Loyal Companion, also kind of useless. And Link Shields, yeah, 814 shields. Link Health gives it way more, and obviously Link Armor will do exactly the same. I would aim more for those two, and honestly, I would completely ignore these. Depending what you're doing, Shelter may come in useful, but you want to aim more on things like Bite for increasing the crit, You can put the hunter mods in there, maul, sharpened claws, just some more damage based mods, because it is, after all, to be fair, never seen it die. When maxed, it'll survive for 120 seconds. You can get that up to about 186 with just a primed continuity. Could possibly go a little bit higher than that as well. Really useful, and I'm really glad that it lasts for more than 10 or 20 seconds. Otherwise, it would have been completely useless. You can also, by casting the third ability again, change its attributes of the Kavat, the Venari even, which means that it will either attack enemies, all enemies nearby, protect you by attacking enemies that are attacking you, or heal, which will of course restore some health. Not all of it, but some. And lastly, Strangledome. I'll use footage from players that have... At first, this actually annoyed me, seeing people do this in the Onslaught missions, because it's huge. It's supposed to have a radius of 5 as standard, but obviously with range mods will go much further. The grab radius is 10. It will deal damage over time, and so it is affected by range, duration, and damage mods. She is a pain to mod for because she kind of uses all of it. All of it, of course, affected by efficiency. But yeah, it's kind of a weird one in the way that it works. It kind of picks up enemies and dangles them there in a dome, and it is actually useful, but not at the same time. It's a very, very, very weird ability. On paper, she looks great. With the whip, you can ensnare them, bring them together, use the whip on them, while having your Venari running around and dealing damage, or healing you, or protecting you, with the Strangledome dealing with enemies. There was something that she kind of lacked, and honestly can't put my finger on it. There is definitely something there. I think it just came down to the way that I actually had her set up, because I don't have range on her because I have one former in her. Setting her up is going to be a pain build wise. You're going to need basically everything, because she's more of an all-rounder rather than based on one thing or the other, which that can be a real pain to mod around. And worse if you actually show it, because everybody's going to be, oh, your build sucks. Well, I know it sucks, because it's going to be a while before she settles into a certain build that I personally like on her, hence I'm not touching that one at all. Yes, she's going to work better with range and duration. You need some power strength in there, but you also need efficiency to be able to use the abilities, hence not covering that. Yeah, it's just going to be a huge pain. Anyway, we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.